Hello, guys, and welcome back to some more World of Tanks. I'm going to be commenting on a few good games, but before that, I came to a realization last night, and it's annoying the hell out of me. Now, I could be wrong. It's just a theory, and I'm sure a lot of other people have come up with this theory already. I'm not I don't know why I just realized last night about the whole thing, but I'm going to talk about it quickly as possible so I can get into the gameplay. Yes. So obviously most people concentrating on the HUD and the UI problems, but they kind of forgot about they're hinting modern tanks. Now I was hoping and presuming they were going to do another 1 to tier 10, but modern tanks, and obviously I would stick to the Second World War tanks and the Cold War tanks. But what I think they're doing, which makes perfect sense. I don't know why I didn't realise it before, and like I said, I'm sure lots of other people have realised before now. But they got rid of tier 1 and 2. Not a big issue, right? For the most of us. Most of us don't play tier 1 and 2. And if you did, you get through it very, very quickly, right? But they got rid of tier 1 and 2. And then they're hinting modern tanks as well. So what does that make tier 3 and 4? That makes tier 3 and 4 tier 1 and 2. And what does that mean for our tier 10s that we took so much time and hard effort and work towards getting our top tier tanks? That makes them tier 8. So that's right. What I think they're going to do is gonna put down our tier 10s down to tier 8. And then introduce 2 more tiers. So 2 more tiers. So tier 9 and a tier 10. So what I've done, for the most part, is like I'm going to get as many of the tier 10s I as I can. Because I work hard. I get up to tier 10. I'm like, yes, finally done it. Spent all that time and effort getting to that tier 10. Right, on to the next tank. And I finally got pretty much all the tier 10s I want. And then what I'm going to concentrate on was getting silver and getting third Marth excellences. Now they're saying, oh no, all that hard work. No, that doesn't mean anything now, because you're going to go back to tier 8 and you're going to have to grind all over again to get tier 9s and 10s. So yes, you thought you had the top tier tanks, but they're not anymore. So these top tier tanks, tier 10s that you've worked so hard to get, spent so much time and effort and probably money to get to tier 10, they're now going to possibly be in matches bottom tier against all the two new tiers. So you could be bottom tier once again in your tier 10s that you've worked so hard to get. And that's not an excuse for changing the HUD and the UI to be modern, because the majority of tanks will still be World War II tanks and Cold War tanks. So this modern look still doesn't justify those two new tiers. Still don't justify the new UI and new HUD. Anyway, if they do that, I might give up with this game completely. But anyway, enough. No more moaning. Let's just get on with the gameplay. We're in our what are we in? Our Panzer 7. Yes. So our heavy. Now this isn't particularly great damaging game, but we could have possibly really helped win this game if our team took advantage of what's going to happen here. We are going to come under the brunt of the enemy fire, and we survived for quite a long time. And our team... Will the team take advantage of this, is the question. Straight away, I've realised that I might have made a mistake pulling up this close to this area. There's a third marked tier 10 there, so we want to try to take him out of the picture there. And there's a new Chinese tier 10 who's very good. So we're going to try to just bounce as many shots as we can here. Don't know where Harry got into that. I guess he's they're all hitting my sides here of my turret, because that's some weak spot. There we go. So we're bouncing I've bounced a bit, but most of the shots at the moment are just going straight in. And there we go. Another shot into me. That tier 10 free marked tank is almost on 0 health now. So I'm just trying to survive here. We're taking the brunt of the enemy fire here, as you can see. There we go. Take that guy out of the picture, but we did take a hit and luckily bounced. So I'm just basically just moving as much as possible here to just avoid them hitting my weak spot. And then we hit that guy again. He pokes up too much, and that tier 10 has managed to get round the corner there. I don't know what our team is really doing here, to be honest. We're taking most of the shots here, and one of the tier 10s managed to get up to the side, and he does pen us. So, yeah, just the whole team seems to be shooting us at this point, and we're down to a one shot, and we managed to take that guy out. And again, I think he's low Hesh there, because I think he did do some damage, but not very much. And there we go, taken out, but we managed to bounce pretty much 6,000 damage, and just got over 3,000 damage of us, just over 3,000 damage of our own. So we are actually winning at this point. So you're thinking, okay, there's not too much chance of so should win this one, shouldn't we? Don't know why that guy stayed there to get shot, but he did. These guys should have pushed ages ago, really. Like I said, the majority of the team were shooting me, and yet they decided not to push the advantage that they had. But hopefully we'll pull it back. I think at this point I actually went to the bathroom, so my apologies. This is just recording of the end of the game. Hopefully we will win. But yeah, I wouldn't want to be a tier 8 in this match, that's for sure. There's plenty of tier 10s and tier 9s in this game. It's usually me that's bottom tier, so it's nice to have been top tier at least, even if we didn't get too much support of our enemies, our allies. Yeah, I didn't mind. You see my tank dead there. I really didn't mind taking the brunt of the shots there for my grill. That was behind me, because obviously he's got no armor whatsoever, and he's got a bigger gun. So I didn't mind taking the hits as long as he was hitting the enemy targets and dishing out some damage. But I'm not sure how much he did. Be nice to check in a minute and see how much damage he did. Hopefully he did enough. Our team still seems to be sitting back here when the big advantage still in numbers, but you know, it is what it is. So yeah, I don't know what to think about the new tier 9 10 thing. I hope it's not true. I really do, because yeah, I will not be happy if that's the case, guys. I know a lot of people kicked off about their crews. I think people will probably. I don't know. I think it's hard to tell. I think some people might be fine with it, and I think most people will be annoyed. Don't get me wrong. But I don't know to what degree. I'm not sure. I would like to think that a lot of there'll be a big there'll be a big ruckus over it. Like I said, it still might not be true, of course, but if it is, hopefully, the community won't take it. Because I don't think it's right at all. You know, after all the time and effort we put in. So there you go, the end of the match. We did win. But it took longer than it should have done, really. You know, with us taking all the hits there. We came second after all that. I'm not even sure how we came second. I didn't even do that much damage. But yeah, we got second mark, second mastery, and I still haven't properly sorted out the results feed there. And we're getting straight into the next match, which is another super heavy tank. Yes, we're in the mouse. I have not used the mouse very much since I got it. I realised very quickly that it was pretty redundant tank. People just spammed gold. Your armor was worth nothing. Your gun's not. You're just too slow. And I thought, oh no, well, with some of the different changes in the update, I'll go out in the mouse and see what it's like. This is obviously not an indication of how good it is. I only played one match, so that's not very good. Trustworthy survey, really. Then obviously this is not the map I wanted to see in in my mouse. Yeah, because got no concealment. I haven't got any gun depression. So I'm gonna go to the little riverbed valley area, because that's pretty much the only place I can really go. And duke it out. And obviously in this match, you know, if the enemy team starts winning, they can get around the sides. So I've been spotted, and I'm just thinking, yeah, the artillery's just going to go for me straight away. So here we go. And then we push out, and bam. Yeah. How he thought I was still there, I don't know. And then we get a cross shot. He's poking out too much. Not normally a place people drive their tanks, to be honest, over that part of the sand dune. But he got punished for that, so that's good. So yeah, usually this is not a very contested area, really, because this is not a very important part of the map. You know, if you win this area but lose the other areas, your team's still lost, because they can get up round behind. So I've loaded premium because it's another highly armored tank coming up, and there he is. But he shows us his side, so he bounces, and I pull back, and then I realise this is probably an area where artillery can probably hit us. And we got an ally there, so let's push up to the next corner, and we pen him again, but he pens us as well. So I've got like I can't remember if it's the crew skill or the equipment that reduces enemy enemy damage by 5%. Because we just want to keep this guy alive as much as possible, right? We bounce, and he's obviously going to come in, and he pens us again, guys. That's not great. That's not a good start. Bounce. Oh, we penned that one. Yeah, good. I was just about to say, how did we bounce that? So still hard to tell, guys. And then we realise that guy's up there as well. So we're getting shot from 2 angles, and that's not good, because we can't bounce from both angles. We managed to pen the old pattern there. I think it's a pattern. Again, it's hard to tell on the new HUD. Yeah. So we're getting pushed by 3 tanks here, and there's just the 2 of us here. And our team is already collapsed, guys. So we've got tanks coming in from behind us now as well. So here I'm trying to not show him my flat turret cheeks and stuff. We're gonna push a little bit here, because at this point I think I've just realised that we're getting surrounded. Yes, this is when I realised that it's pretty much. So we got a bit of damage there. Well, now we push because we don't want to get shot from two sides. So and he rams us. I don't know why that is. And we take out the guy that's been harassing us the whole game. We are looking at this E4, and unfortunately he then starts. And we managed to hit his lower plate anyway. I was just about to say we wanted to hit his side of his turret, but we couldn't. So we got. We're not in a good shape here. Hey, I don't know what happened there. I thought he hit his gun. I thought I hit his gun there, but apparently not. So he is getting up beside us. That's not good. We don't want him. Yeah, and he just does us in. But we are trying to run up to the side here. We're trying to hit his top of his turret. Yeah, this guy is actually helping us, which is nice. And we finish him off. So we're over 5,000 damage, or just over 4,000 blocked. But yeah, it's not great. We've got very little health left, and they're capping us out. There's no way I'm getting to the cap. It's getting protected there. Managed to get that shot. That's a very small shot. I've loaded back to the normal ammo. Now I'm just telling people we need to get back to the base to defend the base. But we've got a light tank who now looks like he's engaging a heavy tank, and we've got a medium who's not pushing the base either. Just bouncing another shot. So we are now dishing out the damage. We got over 6,000 damage, just under 4,000 at 5,000 blocked. This guy thought he was confident enough to push both of us, and again our mediums got taken out. Our light's still not going for the base, and they're almost capped us out. Yes, not impressed. We are actually going to lose by decap at this point. The light tank's finally going for it, but too little, too late, unfortunately. We're pushing as much as we can, but 3 seconds. He pens us, but we just managed to survive. I think that 10% knockoff of the enemy fire actually helped us there. So we lost by decap. Yeah, not impressed. Not impressed. But we managed 6,500 damage, 3 kills, high caliber, first class, and a good amount of blocked damage there as well, guys. So yeah. So possibly, yeah, over 5,000 blocked. So possibly Mouse is a bit more competitive now with this update. So that's nice. That's nice. Let's get into the next match then, guys. So yes, the waffle. I'm not a big fan of the waffle. You got to use this thing. Got to be very lucky and use it very conservatively. You've got basically, it's the thing is, it's quite good at sniping, but it's so big that it will get spotted up pretty much no matter where it is. And unfortunately, this it's not a particularly good map for sniping anyway. So what you've got to do is try to take exchange properly with the enemy tanks. So if you think you're going to get your clip out, it's okay to take a hit, because you're going to dish out more damage than you're going to take. Now, a major disadvantage is obviously the long load time, but sometimes only very occasionally it can kind of work to your advantage if you use it properly. So if you are peeking and booming like I am on this corner in a minute, so what you could do is fire a couple of shots and hope the enemy hasn't realized that you've still got 2 shells left. You hide for a few seconds, so they take their attention is then taken away by other tanks. You can then poke out quickly, unload the next 2 shells, because they might be thinking that you're taking and that you'll be there for another 30 seconds behind cover reloading, but when in reality you still got 2 shells in the barrel. But this can not work too well. So this guy is not. So there we go, 2 shells out, 1 guy pretty much dead already. There's only 1 artillery. Again, I'm considering reloading. The majority of tanks I still haven't really arrived across here, but a reload does take a very long time, so I'm going to try to unload the next 2 shells, I believe, into the enemy before we have to reload. This is one of the only tanks where I'm like really like indecisive about reloading, and there's a lot of enemy tanks there, and we're going to punish that guy, and then we fall back, and then we fall back, and then we try to reload. So that our first clip, 2,000 damage, just over 2,000 damage there, guys. So that was a good clip, first clip. We still got our full health, waiting for the reload. This is another one I'm quite tempted to just load premium from the get-go, because we do not want to really bounce any shells, because we will not last very long if the enemy knows we're there, pretty much, because most people are very scared of this thing for good reason, because its clip potential is massive. So we've got fully loaded. We are using our so we're pretty sure that guy fired at us. We're not going to use a repair kit here because we're pretty much behind cover. I find it difficult to find a shot. So now I'm using the camera angle to see if they're looking at me. Basically, I'm going to look to see if the majority of the enemy tanks are looking in the opposite direction and that have fired their most of them have fired their shells. So it's okay, like I said, to exchange 1 shot if you're going to unload your whole clip. So that's what I'm looking for. Majority of the enemy tanks to be looking in the opposite direction and have fired their guns, so we can go out and poke and do as much damage as we can. So unfortunately, I hit the rations. It's another thing that I'm not a big fan of, is the old rations. The rations, if you kick in the rations partway through a reload, it restarts to reload, which I don't know if it's a bug or intentional, but yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. I think it should just act partway through your reload, so like reduce it a little bit, rather than restart the whole thing. Anyway, so we are down a tank. The enemy is coming in from all sides by the looks of things, so things are not looking good for our team, even though we're equal. I'm fully loaded again, and again I'm going to try to I don't know whether he went into the track or what. I took him out, so we got over 6,000 damage. All our clips have been pretty on par. We're looking at, and we're seeing that we're in a bit of a tricky situation here. So I've loaded premium rounds to make sure every round hits, because we don't want to lose this game. We don't want to lose this game with over 6,000 damage and it being so close. So we're making sure that every shot counts here. This could be quite an expensive game. in the last game, the mouse game, I actually made a little bit of profit, even though I fired mainly premium and we lost. So, yeah. So we're down to 3 tanks. The enemies have 4 tanks. I'm fully loaded again. So I really want to get my tank in the action right now. As we then go down to, well, yeah, just me. We waste our first shot. So yeah, it's pretty much game over. It's just, they can take all the hits they like right now. It's just no way of me winning. Unless they come at me one-on-one and give me enough time to reload. This guy comes straight out, and he's on full health, guys, full health. So I think he's kind of realised there. And the heavy, we've dealt that 705 a lot of damage. So he's really trying to kill me here, but he had his block shot. And he, yeah, unfortunately, none of this is going to be enough. They're going to be reloaded multiple times before I get a chance to reload. And yeah, this is it. Oh, so unfortunate. Almost 8,000 damage there. And we bounced a shot. So, yeah. Unfortunately, some good games, but 2 of them were losses. So yeah, really unfortunate. I made a tiny bit of profit there. Tiny bit of profit. And high caliber though. So yeah. Hope you enjoyed that, and hope you are not too disparaged by my theory. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.